fist weapons is also put on 4. And it depends on a few things, because those developers that are working on that is also working on performance updates for large-scale battles and combat abilities. They go a little bit hand in hand, so that's why they are together moving forward. If that makes any sense, what I'm explaining here. Alright, I'm gonna jump down a little bit here. Combat abilities will include archery, yes. So there will be, we're starting with 1 abilities for every single weapon group, including archery. I have 3 or 4 designed, so we're just going to continue on the next one when the first round is finished. Like I said, we need a lot more time to get that to feel great, and then we will invite you to PTR that system. Guys, can you repeat second character slot on next patch? Yes, that is correct. Sprint 2 is the next character slot, and that is planned to be PTR next week, so you can help us test it, make sure there's nothing broken in that system. They don't share the skills either, so you can do a completely new character, go spend the skills wherever you want, just like, you know, it as that character would be on another account. The only thing is that you share the house as the houses are account owned. That's the main difference. As a new player, accidentally made my character kinda bad, but don't want to delete it because of time waste or pay for a new sub, so I just quit. So that is one of the things that we actually have on our table for Sprint 3. We know that a lot of players don't know what it means, how you create the character, so they do what I think is nice, right? And then when they have played through Haven and even into Mildan, they may join a group that says, well, you should remake your character because you want this or that. The thing is that we have changed, so you're not 100% stuck, as long as when it comes to age, size and so on. You can change those in the game with potions and stuff from other players, but changing Clade is something you can't do in the game, right? So currently at least. So we are also addressing that. We're looking to make presets, classes, options for those that are new. So if they want to be, they know I want to be a tanky warrior, there's a button for that that will show that this is a proper build for veterans of the game, you know. And they will see, well, you did it correct, right? You don't have to re-roll to get those stats quickly up and running. So we're doing stuff like that. We are also looking to possibly add, along with another system, a re-roll function, so you can actually re-roll a character in the game on an old character if you even want to change the clade. So you shouldn't ever feel that shit, I messed up and I feel the pain forever. What do? Do I scrap it or can I do anything? And that's what we're fixing. Pizza. Inferno Pizza. So we got you covered. We got you covered. We're getting there. Yes, it's an entire new character. Azu. They don't share banks. Currently. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. Alldayerrydaybaby is on the next sprint. So, not this one. Next one. You can see it on the roadmap on our web page under About and Roadmap. So Sprint 1 is delivered, Sprint 2 is the one that we are starting PTR next week. So no, not shared bank as it looks now, it's only shared housing. Up a little bit here. So 2 accounts with 1 house slot. 1 account with 1 house. 1 account with 2 characters.
I wonder if I can get Horizon Forbidden West to run way better Because I would like to keep playing it.
And also one of the decisions why we didn't want to restrict.
If I can make this game run like this, I
is
wonder if I
now
can somehow
obviously
get
paired is that,
Horizon to
you know,
run.
we are very early on in the age of Mortline 2. When you see the next roadmap content, there will be more and more professions and skills, both action skills and profession skills. So you're gonna wanna need those points to be able to try things out, right? And you know, we want proper value on an account. You understand a lot of people want to try completely different things, right, on one account. So it's gonna be needed, especially over time when we add more and more profession and action skills. I mean, we have assassins, we have thievery, more magic schools, more crafting things, tailoring, barbering, you know, map making. There's a lot of things on the horizon. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling pretty good. Goose lols, thank you very much. Hope you all good as well. Alright, I'm gonna jump down a little bit here so I catch up. I'm always behind. Wow, I was more behind than I thought. Alright, let's see. Dices and guild banners, it's one of those that we absolutely want. It didn't sadly make it the top 10 when the community voted. So there's two ways about it, right? We have a few things in the background that we always pick, and we know we need it for the game, and then we also try to obviously get a lot of input from the player community, what they want to see, what will you sub for, what are you looking forward to? Obviously that is a high priority for us as well, right? So depends on how we're gonna do the next round of if we want to get some additional inputs, votes. We have to see, maybe make some room for some stuff that we simply decide we're putting this as well, you know, stuff like that. So one of the cool thing also that we are adding now with the new player experience is that we're looking at the fledging flag. We want to bring back the fledging flag, but with some specific changes. Obviously we don't want to make people invulnerable with that flag. That doesn't really teach a player how you play Mortal 9, right? But there's some good components to it to identify new players, how we can promote good interaction between them, and also how we can punish players that simply kill a noob that doesn't have anything to, you know, of value. So we're looking into that as well. There's some good things how we want to make sure that, you know, for instance, if you kill a yellow player, you will lose more standings because you're doing a very poor thing that doesn't benefit anything in the world other than pushing players away from the game. And we all want players in game, including the murderers, right? If they run out of players to kill, they're gonna get bored also, right? So it's just logical things and improvements, and not Care Bear at all. Yellow player is simply a flag that informs you this is a completely new character. It's a waste to kill him because he have only noob stuff, pretty much. You know, we want to encourage player to recruit them, teach them, get them into their guilds and so on, because that's how we get new players to stay in a much better ratio. Randomly running into a killer, getting slaughtered and lose their hard-earned silver coins doesn't really help, right? So just logical promotion system that helps the players. Protect the new players when we need them. We do. Everyone are asking, you know, when are we ramping up marketing? We want more players. I mean, you know, there are several steps that helps us get more players, and not only get them, but actually keep them, right? So keeping new players is very important. Now when we have the new monitoring tools, we're very closely monitoring a new player, what they do, when they take a break, when they stop playing, where they get frustrated or fail or simply doesn't understand the game. And we are fixing a lot of that for the Sprint 3 patch with the new player experience improvements. Along with that, we also add a notice board function, so you as a guild today will be able to add your guild information on this system, and you have some different options where you can recruit new players, You can get contacted by new players. So the new players, when leaving Haven, will access this window and they can, you know, scroll through, searching for guilds, contacting guild leaders or, you know, specific ranks, and apply and be recruited. So a very good trade between current guilds and players and new players. Something we absolutely also need to add. We see quite often new players that are, you know, interested in the game. They want to do more things. They want to play with other players because this is a sandbox MMO. And sometimes they ask in help channel, or sometimes they find a way into Discord and they ask there. And some people say check the forums or the Discord channel for recruitment. Not very modern, right? We want to make sure they can do all of that inside of the game rather than randomly find it outside of the game, right? It's just another very important thing we want to do. So that's something that's you know, powerful tool for you as well. I know a lot of you guys are recruiting, trying to find those new players and enjoy taking them in. It's a really good thing for the game and the community, so obviously we want to promote that by giving you powerful tools so you can recruit on distance as well. Will it be like a guild notice board? Yes, but I'm not even sure if we're gonna have it on an NPC, because again, the problem is new players don't know where to find these NPCs, they miss them. So we may as well add it in a guild function where so everyone can access this function pretty much. So we're looking at that right now also. Speaking of new player experience, let's remove legacy priests, reintroduce legacy equerries, and make strongholds comes down with a priest. I think when we had game bug problems, etc., games are refusing to help us or ignoring. They don't ignore. I know they do everything they can, but sometimes there's obviously more things that needs to be covered, went through, or clarified before they can help in some of the cases. But obviously that's something of high concern from us, high priority to try to cover and have as good as possible as well. Next one, complete.
I can hear my card chugging.
Game best for or no.
It's the foliage, maybe.
On that note, look into creating merc contracts for. Yeah, so we had a pretty cool notice board system in the first game that can be expanded into, you know, services like that. You want to hire someone. So obviously we want to expand further on that, right? Also over time. We see a lot of new players every day, like I say, and we monitor them very closely. And currently, it's such a high random chance if they are becoming a long-term player or not. We can't let that be a random chance. We absolutely need to improve those fall trap holes that we see them step into. So we are addressing those now. And after that, that's when we're going to do another round of inviting new players in a wider amount. When will we improve the servers so they can support more than 2,000 players? We already do. We already are surpassing that quite a lot. We've been way above that for several months. Now we are a little bit below that. We've had another influx of players increasement the latest weeks. So it goes up and down depending on the cycle and period of time. We absolutely gone beyond that a long time ago. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about it and had many server improvement patches for the last year, almost non-stop since the release. And we have done huge optimization multiple times. So, you know, we have more issues on the clients right now with Unreal 5. The FPS is the bigger bottleneck currently. We ran 450 players without any freezes. Everyone had quite low FPS though. In Unreal 4 with 450 players, 800 in one node, which was our record. I think it was around 800 or even 1200 in one node at one time when all other nodes had crashed. We were surprised it ran so well with 1201 node, which is quite insane numbers. Now if you are 300 players on screen, that's when a lot of clients are freezing, and you know, we've done improvements on it, but it it's still not where it used to be. We want to, you know, surpass that, and that's one of the things we're also working on with Sprint 3 and Unreal 5.4 updates with performance updates. We need to get back there to have those higher record again. Be happy. We do plan to add the clothing as a separate tab system that is cosmetic and obviously could be tied to a lot of gold sinks also, yes. We haven't really decided if there should be live bar on Spiritists. I heard, is it you, Ray, that suggested that last stream as well? I remember someone suggested it. Maybe that's something we should do, but we haven't really got to the time to actually just decide it or not. 22nd sprint, so I can tell you that we plan to start the PTR next week. So depending on how that goes, right, we will get closer to our final date. There may be some broker updates along also on Sprint 3. A big maybe, but there are some stuff planned if things go smooth. Sorry, I should have obviously updated this next topic. So.
Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Didn't I find these over here? I think you do find them over here.
Right. Let's see.
I don't think you can forward that, but I think you can forward that over there.
But the amount we're getting next sprint. So
I think up on that hill.
Tower dogs, I believe. Next, and then the Lycator, if I'm not mistaken. We don't have a date on the fist weapons and the combat abilities. I mentioned that before, that everyone knows that obviously adding new combat mechanics, weapons and so on is very sensitive. We don't want to rush it. We don't want to have it halfway done or half good or unbalanced. We want to make sure that it's in a solid state before we start PTR, so you can experience it how we intend it to be. And then I think we may need more PTR time on such sensitive features before we feel that, okay, the majority signs off, this is a good thing, now we can add it. Because it's quite different to add a new combat ability or weapon group type compared to adding a completely different feature, right? A lot of people that are very passionate about melee fighting, PvP and so on, combat, and you know, it's one of the strengths of this game. A lot of people enjoy the game because of, you know, our system. We want to make sure that we are adding something that fits and works for the majority. I mean, you may not enjoy it and ignore it, but it shouldn't be a game break or you know, completely change the how you fight in a game or such. You know, it should be something that adds depth and player skills. That's at least the main goal with expanding on it. But it's something that can't be rushed, I think. Yeah, the Lycators. So we have a draft on them now, and I have to say, holy shit, they look so cool. I think you'll be blown away how cool they are. Such a next generation step up from the first game of the Lycator, and it's more true to its nature, how it was supposed to look also, and it's just awesome. And I think we decided not to sneak peek Lycator. We're just gonna say it's in the patch, and the players get to find it and share it. And I think you're gonna be happy with how damn cool it is. Right, so with Unreal 5 now, with the day-night system and darkness system having in-game, we are able to utilize the night visions. We just simply haven't had the time to go through it and set the numbers. You know, again, we are a small team. We always struggle with manpower, right, and resources and time. Everyone wants everything now, and obviously that's not impossible. So it has to go somewhere in the list for our developers. I'm not sure exactly where it will and when that will go, right? Did Siege Winner work for keeps and villages? Yes. My cars need a house per character. They don't like each other's. Yep.
Can't find these wolves. It's
What makes Bitters
annoying.
be so much better with Lockball? I guess.
I don't think I'm ready for the wolf. I have to train taming. Or I won't even be able to train the wolf, I don't think, unless it's like a really tiny wolf. Your mic sucked.
You mean PvE, right? Not PvP. I mean, you do see the life bar on the character, but not the spirits. That's what you mean, right? Right? You stop player's swing turn attack. There is no limit of turning speed. There is a limit, but maybe not how you think it is, and it's quite generous today. As I mentioned before, we do plan to make that more strict along with our expansion of combat abilities and options, because that's one of the things, right? You don't have too many options and tools when it comes to PvP, and that is why people are spinning and hiding their directions, and that's becomes, you know, the player skills when it comes to that. So it goes hand in hand with the expansion of the combat. It gives you more tools. Eric, what's poppin'? Keep up the hard work. Yo, Hustler TV, how's it going? Wait, what about tower dogs? They will be mountable, for instance. Show a roadmap. So it is on their website. Anyone can go there to see the update that I mentioned. Main web page about roadmap. So that's the latest updates. Tower dog, what? Am I that far behind again? Holy shit, I am, sorry guys. Manpower. You know, it's all about the manpower. Will both characters be able to control the house, pass one shots? Yes, that is how it looks. And like I said, you will be able to PTR that next week. So you can try everything out. And hopefully we won't run into too many severe issues. We found quite a few things and strange situations already, but they have been sorting them quickly. So that's why it's really good if we can have a PTR with a lot more players joining in and they doing their shenanigans, right? Trying to break things, which is awesome, so we can spot it before we push it live, hopefully. Footwork, thank you for the subscription. Second card slot, about time. Sad to hear that it's one house per account, but it's for the best. Yeah, I mean, I'm quite surprised how many houses we have in Milan already, and there's valleys after valleys with houses everywhere. Sure, there are some of them decaying over time as well, so you can do some treasure hunting, which is interesting. Gets the good old UO vibes when you found a house close to decaying and it was up for grabs. That's something I did in UO many years ago. So it triggers that nostalgic feeling when I see people doing that in Mortal as well. But yeah, there's a few reasons, right? Space in the world are running out, the cost and different functions, so on. So currently, at least tying it to the account, and the house was already kind of account bound. It shows that now you have another character to play around with as well. Houses everywhere because stores limit is stronghold and keep is dumb. What about the beer armor? Going to just give the books? Yes, we're adding them also. And great news. It looks like our devs found finally the damn AI pathing around house corners getting stuck, right? Seems that's fixed, so it should be smooth again around houses. So there's a lot of good fixes as well along with this sprint. As usual, there's always good stuff and quality of life. Some really good quality of life fixes with armor training, the skills, you know. It's quite silly where you have to be overburdened and stand on a little net and fall down. You know what I'm talking about, those strange things of training skills. So we made it so you can train skills without being overburdened. So you can run around and actually play on your armor limit without getting penalty and gain skills. We also separated them so if you drop a skill point in your armor training, you don't lose full heavy armor. You know, quality of life stuff like that. That will make your playing much more smooth and less painful whenever those things happens. I'm not sure if we want to do a dungeon sneak peek. It's really nice, really cool and unique in its own way again. It's a nice theme, I like it. And there's another twist this time that I'm very excited about to see how you experience that. So you'll notice there's something, a completely new type of concept that is one of the focus thing or surrounding thing with this dungeon that is going to be exciting. And it's a cool way to make use of the entire dungeon in a nice way also. So
it's his beard hitting the mic.
I'm looking forward to see how you rate this next dungeon compared to the Vault and Undercraft. It's been really awesome. You started quite strong, I think, with Undercraft. Am I doing sounds with the mic?
Yes. Please stop.
Yeah, it's something with the cable. I pushed it in, so it should be good now. We got really good feedback and ratings on. I'm good now, right?
Yes.
Good feedback and rating on Undercraft, and we got even better on the Vault. Seems like a few more people enjoyed the Vault better. It did sound like it was getting scratched. Yeah. I know it is. It's sensitive. It's like it's what's it called? Lap. What's it called in English? Misbehaves when you the cable is like I don't know, bad or something. So yeah, hopefully this next dungeon will be at least as good as the Vault, but with a new element that makes it awesome, hopefully.
16.
Frayed. Maybe frayed is the word. Not sure. Hello, Enrique. Hello, Lucho Bostero. Temperamental. Frayed. Maybe fried. Let's go with that. Most dungeons are locked by big hills and new people or small groups have no chance to try them. Strigors,
Saturday 16 server time.
people have been
Saturday
awesome
16
dungeons
server
content,
time.
right? And now when we finally add them, big forces and groups rushes to them to explore them and, you know, be first at figuring things out and finding what's... It's exciting stuff, right? It's good rewards and new stuff. So it's naturally going to happen. And we understand that many smaller groups or even solo may have to wait a little bit in line before they dare to venture there without being slaughtered, right? It's a natural thing, but the fix for that is obviously to add more spread out, so there will be more options and also harder for one single big force to dominate all of them, right? So that's why we actually cranked a lot of effort into adding great dungeons. All of them should be enjoyable, fun, great, good value, and some different challenge levels on them, right? Everything from small solo groups to be able to enjoy fully throughout them to a lot more challenges where you really need to play with a solid group and do things correctly. I think this next one is gonna be a lot more challenging for a lot of players. So there will be something for everyone, right? Balric, thank you very much. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. So yeah, I think over time now when we're adding so much dungeon content, I think you will, as solo group and solo and small groups, be able to enjoy a lot more. We already saw new groups saying, let's go to the Honor Dark. You know, it's been everyone is busy in the vault, so we actually see more common, casual, smaller groups enjoying some of that content, and obviously it will help even more with additional dungeons going in. I mean, we have 2 great dungeon experience to be added next, spread out again in Maryland. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna get better. So entities is the final step we need to do, right, to finish elementalism fully. That developer studies, the main developer for that school, is busy with the TCC system that everyone have been yelling at, that, you know, the old didn't work good enough. We can't get it to work without fiddling around back and forth infinitely. So we said, fuck it, let's make a proper challenge siege system that works pretty well in some of the sandbox in the world that have been, you know, had similar systems. So we rely on something that we know kind of worked back then, instead of trying to spend more time into something that maybe won't work good enough, right? So we need to finish that and see where we stand before we will slowly plan ahead again to continue with finishing entities. So yeah, until we have ironed out those systems, we should be able to see where we stand. I'm beginner in MMO2. Follow me, guys. Demon White, of course. Are you new to Mortal Online? Welcome if you're new. Can we get more options in the video settings that actually increase FPS? I get 30 to 40 in the same place and can't really play the game without frame generation. Combat feels clunky with frame gen. Yeah, if you already struggle, then frame generation have some issues, absolutely. That's the downside with it. It's kind of like, if you already have decent FPS, then boost you to a really good position and it works very well in combat. But if it's struggle before frame generation starts, can feel a little bit wonky, right? And feel more of the input delay as well. But it seems that AMD have done great improvements with their frame generation. FSR3 have a crash bug that not only is happening in Mortal Online but other games as well. So they're working on that crash bug, and they also have some additional updates on FSR. So it should hopefully just be better and better and stable also very soon. But as I mentioned, we are working on optimization. We know important base FPS is in the background. So as you can see on the updated roadmap, in Sprint 3 we are covering some things there, both client and server side performance updates that we have found that we will be doing. King Silver Death, thank you very much for the subscription. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So yes, absolutely. We know FPS is always important, right? gameplay and performance is very important, and then secondary is visual fluff, I would say.
Oh,
Craft was really good, to be honest. I agree. I enjoyed it very much, and I enjoyed watching a lot of shenanigans and a lot of combat down there since day one, pretty much. Really hot spot for action. Need more loot and mobs out from the dungeon. Only seems the dungeon is the best area, which sucks. We are also planning to add more out in the world content, points of interest, camps, wandering mobs and loots, just to keep on expanding the world. I mean, it's a huge world, Milan, right? And we have mapped out which areas are lacking content and stuff. We are starting with adding solid dungeons, because a lot of people enjoy dungeons and vote for dungeons. They work both solo, small groups to large groups. Obviously we need many of them for everyone to be able to enjoy them as well. So we're adding those, and we're starting in areas where we know this area is lacking a lot. No one is playing a lot in this zone and this area. We have a lot of server performance there that are not being utilized. Then obviously that makes for a very good hotspot for something, right? And that can be any type of camp or dungeon, or anything like that. And we have a pretty good picture now on what players enjoy,
6 gold amethyst.
feel about it, and what's good gameplay,
Damn.
and good PvP around that kind of content. So we also get better and better in having proper tools and pipelines to support that in an efficient way. And I hope, at least, and believe that.
See the 3 of them? It's garbage. It's just instant death.
That is
One of these is bad enough.
correct.
I don't know why they put them so close.
I work on skills for rogue archetypes in MMO2. Yes, we have rogue and thievery and assassination skills that is coming. That is everything from trap making, poisoning on weapons, and yeah, some stealthy elements as well in a specific way that obviously fits more online. So absolutely, that's something I'm personally looking forward to as well, to be able to play a stealth assassin rogue type.
Oh no. I'm probably gonna die. Well, let's see.
Let's see. Alright. I should not be able to roam for 10 minutes without seeing a pointer. Interest dungeon or group of mobs apart from outposts. Well, does feel empty times. There are still, like I said, many areas that are quite empty and lacking. And those are the ones we are working on. Like I said, we added 2 dungeons in good locations now. We added more spawners and outlaw dynamic spawners in empty areas. We keep doing that every now and then. Obviously the goal is to make sure there's a pretty balanced, spread out something in every region, right?
Fucking annoying.
And it's an ongoing thing because the world is so huge, and we also always have to monitoring the server performance depending on how much we add in those areas. Amazing work so far. And I remember when you talked about ritual table in your house of necromancers, is still a thing ever coming? It will come, obviously, right? But sadly, it have stumbled upon those between those shares, or whatever the expression is, due to there's always something critical, important, or something that everyone is demanding that it should be in now. And the developer that initially started that also quit quite a while back. That kind of put that in a category where someone hadn't been too hungry to pick it up and go through it. So a little bit unfortunate how it got into in that corner, and we haven't really had a time to figure out exactly how we're going to address it and who should be taking over that part. But obviously we need to make it happen sometime, somewhere, right? question comes down to when it's time to do it, based on everything else we all want in the game. It's one of life's big challenge, right? Do the puzzle. King Silver Death with the Prime. Thank you very much. Or am I reading it again? Yeah, it was Bill Bounty with 27 month. Thank you very much. EvE was such a core element in M1. I'm excited to see it return in M2. Lockpicking and pickpocketing were so much fun. I agree. It was fun. It was a little bit unbalanced though, so like I said before, we're gonna introduce it again a little bit more balanced with a little bit more risk reward. I also think that the thieves themselves will actually enjoy it, so they feel more rush when they're going for it, right, rather than just spam it, right? So I agree, it's a very cool feature, and I think it absolutely belongs in Mortal 9. It's just important that we get the balance right, so it doesn't get too out of hand, right? But there's absolutely good content with that, and not only versus players. My plan is also to allow you to steal from everyone, you know, including AI also. Yes, I commented on that before. We do plan to reduce the turn cap in combat whenever we add those additional options that we have talked about that we are slowly approaching. What games do you play, Henrik? Do you play MMO2? I do play MMO2, yes, and that is obviously my main game. So if I don't do that, I obviously try to take some break from the computer. I sit a lot, so I'm trying to take breaks from the computer. But obviously I'm a gamer as well,
Me too.
so every now and then I get the urge to play something. And there are not too many games that I'm fond of playing currently. There isn't something really exciting either, I think.
Nothing really out there.
Every now and then to see, get inspired and see what other game developers does and how they do things. That's always interesting to see.
Yeah, I thought visiting Halo Infinite was interesting.
Enjoy and play other games or even watch movies today, because we always try to figure out how do we do this, how do we solve that. So instead of enjoying it and just being immersed in game, you may think, how did they do that? I can see they did that. They did that sneaky trick there, instead of enjoying it, you know. It's a little bit strange. It comes with the work, I guess. But yeah, I do enjoy very much logging into MMO2 every now and then. Just visit a city and just VoIP with people, strangers. I talk to new players, old players. Quite often people recognize it's me, right? But sometimes they're clueless, it's me. It can be new players that are talking to me, and they want to show me how to play the game, or you know, educates me or recruits me, which is really cute. But it's really fun. I enjoy it very much, and it also gives me a first-hand experience too. I was listening on a few new players, and they were talking about the game, and I just started playing it for 2 weeks, and I just love it. It's so cool. I enjoy Rust, but you know, this is so much better. And other player was, you know, commenting on that, and it was so fun to just stand there next to them and listen. You know, they were asking me how long I've been playing and so on. So it's just unique experience, and it's really nice. So yeah, I enjoy doing that and get some first-hand experience as well. It's about time I also refresh my combat skills and pick that up again, and
Oops.
I want to see if I can join in on a event or a group or something. I'm missing that as well. I do play every now and then with a few friends, real life friends that I have meet, and we join up in game and do some shenanigans as well. But they're quite noobish, you know, quite noobish. Assassination 2 years from now. I'm not sure. Depends on how we decide to move forward with the next roadmap. If we want to pick something that we know this is good for the game, we need this, and then see what kind of input we want to get from the community. If they want to, you know, lift something also with boats and so on. So we will see how we proceed with the next round. I'm gonna jump down a little bit more because I'm slow. Lelor, thank you with the prime. I think I missed that one. Can you show one more time the room, please? I didn't show it, I just commented on it and said that if you go to the webpage, MMO2, you will see what I was talking about, the updated one. So if you haven't seen it, it's this link. And you can just see the updated version that I commented on. I'll rearrange a few things. Alumni, thank you for the prime. Did my alert stop working or am I just slow and behind? No lightsabers in the Wall of Nave? Good question, good question. I mean, there's a few magic schools with some specific spells that are gonna be interesting in its own way, but maybe not completely lightsabers. What else Unreal 5.4 add? I've seen another game talking about update to that recently. So we are a good showcase of Unreal 5. We talked to Epic Games, we are going through the performance issues in large-scale worlds. They are promoting Unreal 5 as a powerful tool to build large-scale worlds, right? I'm sure you have seen that. But it doesn't really perform and play good enough for that, I would say, and we can see that in Immortal Online 2 as well. We struggle quite a bit with their tools. Some of their tools are in beta phase, not really suitable for full use yet. So we obviously struggle a little bit because of that as well. And they have been working on some of that to improve those beta phases and also in general improve some performances when it comes to lumens and such, which obviously we benefit from also greatly. We have cranked out of all juice we could when it comes to lumens settings and options in our engine, but them improving core rendering pipes for that tech is obviously beneficial for us as well. So we hope to be able to utilize some of the things they are updating and improving, and we're also focusing on some improvements. We have a few things that can do good performance gains as well, both on clients and server. So we're doing some part, and we hope and rely on some stuff from Epic Games, specifically that engine update that is quite a bit focused also on performance gains. Well, letting a run become a Jedi. J45K, I don't know if you know what that system is. Why are we saying that? We are not doing that because not a single person has become the Jedi slot yet, J45K. But sooner or later we will implement that part, which allows some individual unlock, not force sensitive, but that's how they were called in that game, right? But I don't know how we call them, but something similar, right? Yeah, the stack thing we have fixed. So again, there's a few things, a lot of fixes we follow up on as well in this patch. As Unity dev, I don't want to hear it, Henny. U5 is very powerful, lol. Indeed, indeed. I mean, it's obviously far from perfect yet, and one of the downside being the first MMO in the world on Unreal 5 comes with it both ups and downs, right? We can utilize a lot of cool and good stuff, but also some things that are a little bit premature, not fully developed or stable enough, we suffer from as well, and we try to do our own solutions surrounding that, which obviously is difficult for a small team like us. So we rely quite heavily on how Unreal 5 develops and how Epic updates it, and unfortunately they focus a lot on movies industry, high quality systems that are more for movie rather than games. If you put any of those meta-human systems in a game, it just explodes. It's ridiculous. And being a sandbox game with thousands of players, that makes it even worse, right? So obviously we need to be careful on how we can utilize the engine, but it's obviously a greatly improved engine from 4, but it's still very young, I would say. It needs to mature a little bit more, and we really hope that Unreal 5.4 will help us in the right direction. They went backwards in the latest update, we believe, quite strongly, also in performance. So we hope that they don't rush too much and feature creep too much, because that's something they tend to do as well. Want to hype and sell the engine a lot for good reasons, but sometimes when it comes to a specific game, isolated things, it's not the best perhaps, and may put a lot of work on our end as well to try to fix a lot of that. But we have high hopes that only 5.4 update will be a great step in performance direction this time. That's at least how we interpret how it looks currently in the preview version. But we will see. You never know until we get the hands on the fully version. But it's coming quite soon, so we will know soon also. So obviously that's a determined factor, right? Depending on how that update goes, we will also update it, how that goes for us. Along on to Sprint 2. So the PTR is planned for next week. So that would pretty much determine a little bit, hopefully we will see where we stand. We're gonna test the character system, the character slot system, and the TCC window system, the supply towers.
I left Haven. I couldn't stand being there anymore because none of the work is permanent.
Make sure it works. So we're getting there. Alright.
Spellbook's gone. Damn it.
Best small team around. Thank you very much, Optima 3. I'm very proud of the team. Many people just take it for granted and forget about that. We are indeed a very small indie company, small team.
I think this is a natural place to stop, guys. Normally I go 14 hours, but I do have a whole Saturday evening to do tonight, and I think I will cut myself a break at 9 in the morning on a I have a whole Friday evening to do tonight, excuse me. So I think it would be better for me to stop now and get the rest and get up and walk and then come here and do work and stuff. And so thank you so much for your time. It was a wonderful day. Got a lot done on what did we do today? I played some Rust and some EvE and some FFXI and some Mortal 2. That's a pretty good suite of games. I haven't even been able to play games like 76 in the last few days because it's a good suite of games. As I go to bed here, I want to remind you guys that you've been watching Skycat Live, and come to skycat.live and click on the cat space to donate, or click on the Twitch TV or the YouTube.com. Come and sub to me on Twitch, or come to YouTube. and sub to me, and thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Come to skycat.live. And just a reminder, this 13-hour session will be placed on my YouTube over the next 12 hours as it uploads. And everything that I do is published. I don't edit any of this. I stream all 12 to 8 to 14 hours. And I just throw it on my channel, which is represented here. It's all, it's all there. There's, I don't know, 12, 13, 1,400 videos or some shiz here. It's a lot, It's seen a lot more viewership lately, and I want to say thank you so much for your time. Oh, yeah, getting a lot more viewership and stuff. Starting to see 23 and 15 and some likes and stuff, 21. Thank you so much for your time. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.